Hello, listeners. Welcome back to another episode of our podcast, where we dive deep into the most intriguing and thought-provoking topics that shape our world. Today, we're venturing into a shadowy corner of history that's as chilling as it is fascinating. We're talking about the book Virtual Government: CIA Mind Control Operations in America by Alex Constantine. Buckle up because this is going to be a wild ride. Let's start with a scene from February 1945. The U.S. Army's 9th Division stumbles upon Vogelsberg Castle, a place that once served as a training ground for the elite of the elite in Hitler's SS. These order castles were more than just buildings. They were the epitome of Aryan mystique, where only the top students were indoctrinated with discipline, elitism, and an unwavering loyalty to authority. But here's the kicker. After Germany's defeat at Stalingrad, these castles became breeding grounds for future leaders, scientists, spies, and industrialists. Graduates were given new identities and dispatched worldwide as sleepers, their minds warped by a toxic mix of racial hatred and ideological fanaticism. Fast forward to the post-war era, and we see the U.S. government bringing Nazi scientists into the fold through Project Paperclip. Meanwhile, the CIA was being formed by grafting elements of Hitler's intelligence corps onto the remnants of the Office of Strategic Services. This was a time when friends became enemies, and vice versa. Take Representative Hamilton Fish, for example. Inspired by Nazi propaganda, he teamed up with George Sylvester Viereck, a high-ranking Nazi agent in the U.S., to conduct the first federal investigation of communism, laying the groundwork for the infamous House Un-American Activities Committee. But the rabbit hole goes deeper. In the 1930s, domestic fascists were conspiring with their European counterparts to infiltrate the American political and military landscape. The McCormick-Dickstein Committee uncovered a fascist plot to seize the government, but its successor turned a blind eye. And in 1947, Howard Ambrister's Treason's Peace confirmed that German industrial leaders were already preparing for the next World War. Now, let's talk about the sleepers who were sent abroad. These individuals were not just ordinary citizens. They were part of a global network, ready to activate at a moment's notice. Their mission? To safeguard German supremacy and establish a new Reich, even after defeat. This wasn't just paranoia. It was a well-documented plan. A newly declassified U.S. intelligence document reveals that Nazi leaders met with top industrialists in 1944 to secure funding for the party's underground revival. And it wasn't just about ideology, it was about money. The Nazis secretly moved over $1 billion to Argentina in the war's final months, setting up secret accounts and sanctuaries for their plundered wealth. This wasn't some fringe conspiracy. It was a coordinated effort involving figures like Eva Peron and Axel Wennergren, a Swedish millionaire with ties to Hitler's inner circle. In the U.S., the influence of these Nazi operatives was profound. The National Record, a publication by Senator Robert Rice Reynolds, was a hotbed of homegrown Nazi propaganda. And let's not forget the Let's Look at America seminar in 1961, where retired General Alfred Wedemeyer and other military figures railed against President Kennedy's appeasement of the Soviet Union, drawing a crowd of 3,500 strong. The tentacles of this virtual government extended into the highest echelons of power. Attorney Hans Globke, who authored the legal rationale for the Third Reich's racial laws, was appointed to a key position in the Adenauer administration. And in the U.S., figures like Willis Carto and Francis Parker Yockey, both with ties to Nazi ideology, wielded significant influence. The Liberty Lobby, a front for American fascist leaders and Nazi spies, was a maze of connections to Germany's Nazi Party. Its members included military officers like Major General Charles A. Willoughby, who had a hand in intelligence operations under MacArthur in Korea, and Willis A. Carto, the founder and treasurer of the lobby. The presence of ranking military officers at extreme right-wing rallies was not uncommon. Senator Fulbright's attempt to curb the influence of what he termed Prussianized officers was met with fierce opposition from figures like Senator Strom Thurmond, who denounced it as an attempt to muzzle the military. The stolen Jewish assets that funded Nazi activities were a grim reminder of the atrocities committed. In 1996, the Associated Press reported that 6 tons of Nazi gold, possibly including gold from Holocaust victims' teeth, were stored in New York and London banks. The CIA's involvement in mind control experiments is another dark chapter. The agency's use of the Health, Education, and Welfare Department as a cover for these experiments was just the beginning. Projects like MK-ULTRA and Operation Artichoke were part of a larger effort to control human behavior through drugs, hypnosis, and psychological manipulation. The implications are staggering. The CIA's quest for mind control technology led to experiments on unwitting subjects, often with devastating consequences. The use of cults, front groups, and propaganda machines to further these aims was a hallmark of the CIA's strategy. As we delve deeper into this shadowy world, we find ourselves asking, how much of this is still going on today? The answer is unsettling. The techniques and technologies developed during the Cold War have not disappeared. They've merely evolved. In conclusion, Virtual Government, CIA Mind Control Operations in America, is more than just a book. It's a wake-up call. It challenges us to question the narratives we've been fed and to seek the truth amidst the shadows. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and stay curious.
Visit BrightLearn.ai for more fascinating videos like this one, and naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage and breaking news on critical stories that keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.